So learn quickly, they'll come for your role. Games get played, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a lie. Hey. I'm telling you the truth. Hey. It's all
what you do. Hey. Some things you gotta do. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free, hit the subscribe button, man. I also got to go put some miles in. Hey, it's damn raining in LA, California. Man, Tony strikes again. That's called the Tony curse. You know what I'm saying? It never rains in Southern California. Hey, what's the greatest Tony song ever? Put that shit in the comments. I'm gonna make me a Tony greatest hits on my title. Tell me, courtesy of this video, man. Hey, but y'all motherfuckers got to put Raphael Sadiq in there too, from that Higher Learning soundtrack. Just give me all your loving. Hey, with Tyra Banks, long and lean. Ooh. Anyways, dog, man, let's jump into this whole, man. So obviously, we already know what's going on with Brian Kenny, but first I want to say this: where's the Swanson Communication press release from that interview? Why didn't they do a press release saying that since they represent? I mean, I assume they represent the brand, right? They didn't even think about to do it. They don't care. I mean, black stories don't matter, and I'm not pissing people. I'm just doing the right thing to do. You understand what I'm saying? Brian Kenny did it to Floyd Mayweather. He's done it to a few other people, but we just gonna stay on Floyd Mayweather. But we also got to ask Brian Kenny. You're an investigative journalist, right? Right? You're an investigative journalist. You work for the Zone. Why you didn't bring up Kovalev? Why didn't you bring up Kovalev when he fought Canelo about those domestic charges? Just asking the question. He just went to court October 25th. The fight was November 8th, the first week of November, somewhere in there, if I'm not mistaken. Why you didn't bring that up? Why you didn't interview Oscar? You know what I mean? The week of the fight, he has charges brought up against him. But let me tell you about Adrian Broner. That's why I didn't do a video. Hey, why won't you do a video on Adrian Broner? I purposely didn't do a video on Adrian Broner. I purposely didn't do a video on Adrian Broner. In my eyes, Adrian Broner has had a great year this year in comparison to him. It's not in comparison to no one else. It's not in comparison to your man of the year. I'm gonna do another video on this. I'm gonna say Adrian Broner has had a great year this year. He made all that money. Salute to you. You made all that money. Hopefully you made some great investments, some generational wealth investments, man. Hopefully you bought a 10-unit, 20-unit apartment building and you making $20,000 a month, $1,000 on each door. I pray to God you bringing in $20,000 a month, man, and you and your kids can eat off that building the rest of y'all lives, man. You understand what I'm saying? So, I purposely didn't do it in a video on Adrian Broner because something like this may arrive. You know what I mean? They said he had to pay X amount of dollars. I didn't care. Y'all DM'd it to me. Y'all told me about it. I chose not to do it. You understand? Because of that reason. You know, in my humble opinion, I thought Adrian Broner's had a great year. You know what I mean? Me and Adrian Broner probably will never, ever agree. He's young, fly, and flashy. I'm old, conservative, and a family man. Not that Adrian Broner is none of that, but I'm talking about the outward presentation of both of us. You understand what I'm saying? I know in his quiet moments, he's a great father, a great husband to Miss Louis Bags, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right. And I'm just an old, gringy, conservative man. I wear sweatshirts and I use an Android to do the interviews. That's all I am. That's all I ask for. And two, Brian Kenny, you're a scumbag. And some people I just don't want to be around. You understand? When people say, "Oh, why won't you tell him to her face?" Come on, dog. Cut it out. Cut it out. Like I wouldn't tell it to her. But it's not about that. It's about being great without them, eliminating them, not acknowledging them, but knowing who they are. You understand? I pray that he gets fired. I hope that he has to write a letter of an apology, and I hope that the next fighter calls him out on public TV. I'm gonna watch the next interview. When's Fox next show? J-Rock. J Rock, their next show, January 18th. I'm interested. I'm interested. And then the funny thing, J Rock put out a tweet. Damn, why didn't ask for Earl's social security number? You know what I mean? He actually put that tweet out, man. Shout out to J Rock, man, the landlord. Cool motherfucker, man. Cool motherfucker, dog. For real, for real. And uh, you know what I mean? Who's gonna step in and say something? Is Kelly Swanson gonna say something to this man? They're in charge of PR. That's their job, to manage PR. You understand? That's their job. If they can't do it, get someone else. You already know I'm not an advocate of them. You know, but let me be clear. Here's the cap on all of this. Y'all need to understand. Brian Kenny works for DAZN, right? And he works for Fox. Drum roll, please. They're all supporting one another. I'm gonna give you a better example. The DAZN chief executive, right? What's his name that used to work for Skipper, John Skipper, right? How American is that name, John Skipper? From Alabama or from the South, Mississippi, whatever, New Orleans. I don't know what city he's from, but gets a job from ESPN, gets fired for being a cokehead, becomes a chief executive operator at DAZN. They support one another. You follow the money, you follow the truth. All right. I'm only telling facts right now. Obviously, I'm giving my spin-off narratives and whatever the case may be, but that is a fact. How did Brian Kenny get a job for DAZN on Friday, fly into Ontario Airport Saturday morning, and had be unprepared to interview Earl Spence? You get what I'm saying? How does he have that job? How does he have a job? And I already know what y'all gonna say. Well, the girls, the ring girls, the announcers, they do that, but they don't do interviews and stuff like that. And he's a nice guy. Y'all need to meet him. Oh man, he's such a great guy. Jimmy Lennon. Oh, what's it called? Mr. Classy. Great guy. I've only had 2 or 3 conversations with him, but I enjoy how he carries himself, and he's always poised and still, and you know what I mean, don't really have engage. He don't forwardly engage in conversations. You know what I mean? He's basically like the perfect neighbor. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna make any noise. He's gonna do the same thing every day. He's gonna pick up his paper 7:45 every morning with his cup of coffee. He's gonna go for a walk at 9:30 to 10:15, and you know what I mean, go pick up the grandkids at 2:45. That's what Jimmy Lennon looks like the perfect neighbor. You know what I'm saying? And I've never spoke to him, so I don't. He may not ever hear this, but um, you know what I mean. It's and shout out to TGB too. I genuinely like. I've never spoken to Tom Brown ever in my life besides high and by. But they do a fabulous job on the ground. Um, they do a fabulous job at diversity. Um, just a fabulous job. So shout out to TGB. The only person I really know on TGB Promotions is Brittany. Shout out to Brittany and TGB Promotions. I don't want because I know there's a lot of parts that y'all are gonna connect, and I don't think that they're connected. Personally, I think Swanson Media should have put out a PR. Should have did something yesterday as it relates to PR about that interview about Brian Kenny. How it was, you know what I mean? That they should have. But black stories don't matter, right? Um, 3. Let me digress back into what I'm saying. If John Skipper has a job for being caught doing drugs, right, and doing amongst other things that you do when you're not in your right mind, he gets fired. Obviously, with the severance package, obviously multi-million-dollar severance package, obviously with ESPN. He wakes up months, days later with the same job, if not better job for DAZN. You know what I mean? Brian Kenny, how does he have this job? How can he commentate? Think about this. How can he truly commentate for DAZN as the lead color analyst or blow by blow analyst for the Zone and Fox. It's conflict of interest. Who's paying him more, right? He's best friends with executives from Fox who probably had him at ESPN when, they probably came in the game together and they have friends. But this has to be um, um, addressed, because what he did last night was, man, it bothered me. Oh man, it really bothered me because I know we're moving forward. I know that I know our place, I know our power, I know our position as it relates to making money. I don't know the true dollar amounts that we're making, but the two guys in the main event yesterday were literally the same hue as I. And I know the reason why the millions of people that tuned in, especially live and the replay and the re-air that's probably gonna come on tonight at 3 o'clock in the morning somewhere in America, um, are there because they're fans. They're gonna stay up late, what I mean, and rewatch it because they're fans. And guess what? Those two men that were in the ring last night are literally the same hue as I. And I know we're learning because I see the ball moving. I see the pendulum swinging in the direction of independent freedoms. I genuinely see that we have great independent minds in boxing. Boxing at the top is becoming a family oriented business. Shout out to the Watson family. Um, you understand what? Shout out to the Goosen family. I understand. I get it. I think they do a great job. Those two families I just mentioned, and um, but when you see people like Brian Kenny, he got the job because of the inner linings of it. Now, here's what I ask. I ask that we do the same. What I mean? I'm not asking for a job. I'm not doing this video to say, hey, pick me, pick me, pick me. But I tell you what, I do want to start representing fighters in terms of PR. I genuinely, I do. I really, really do. Because I think it's important that we get the stories out that need to get out. I need, like, if you're opening up a store, and let's use J Rock, he has a fight coming up January 18th. He's opening up a store January 17th. You're not doing an interview if you're not going to ask him about the store opening up January 17th. All right. You're not going to do this interview if you're not going to highlight his merchandise, and he has a sale, fight night, 2 t-shirts for $50. Every fan that gets a ticket gets a discount code, which all fighters need to use. Instead of paying $35, they pay $25 for the shirt. You understand what I'm saying? If you come to the weigh-in, because it's free, you get the shirt to be 25. Fight night, they'll be $35. Like little games like that to inspire and encourage the fans. I know someone's gonna use that. I got a million more. You understand what I'm saying? I think it's important that fighters understand the value of their merch. People are gonna work out in that shirt for 10 years. People still got Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather shirts. What I mean? I see them all the time. What I mean? I still see. I live in LA. Oscar De La Hoya, Bernard Hopkins posters in gyms. So that merchandise lasts forever, 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 ever, forever, ever. so I think fighters need to understand. We need to start doing. We need to start supporting. I'm very intentional about where I'm learning. I'm not 100%. I'm not there yet. But you see, I'm wearing a West Side boxing sweater. That's the gym I attend to. That's the gym I go to. I support them. My Mexican brothers, man, I love them. I mean, we never agree on who we picking for a fight, but that's okay. But if I needed them, I know they'll be there. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, um, we need to start supporting our own. You understand what I'm saying? Just like Brian Kenny got the job for the Zone and Fox, just like John Skipper got the job for ESPN and Fox, we need to do the same thing. You understand? I haven't seen nothing because people always forward me the emails and shit like that go out because they took me off the email list. And that I'm not complaining. I love the position I'm in. I love the position. I love the fact that I got to create this. I love the fact that I am my own narrative. Trust me on this. Trust me. I love the fact that I don't have to fly in Tuesday. I love the fact that I can fly in anytime I want, buy my ticket, and still get interviews on my own, the unconventional way. I love the fact that my interviews aren't in the press room and I'm not invited in there. I love all that shit. I get off on it. You know what I mean? Because if they turn down an interview from me on camera, it has the same value of them turning down an interview. They can't afford that. As a no fighter can afford being turned down doing an interview because I'm gonna post it. Not in you guys know what I mean, not like in a negative way. But if I don't like you, you know, and you guys know the people I don't like. So I'm gonna thoroughly enjoy that. So, but as I digress, this is about Brian Kenny and why fight night he didn't do Sergey Kovalev. He hasn't mentioned those Al Heyman emails. Um, Manny Pacquiao, we all know Manny Pacquiao has some great nights. You know what I mean? He has some great nights. You know, we Bob Arum fixing fights. No one ever asked those questions about Bob Arum in the early 2000s being found guilty of fixing fights. No one talks about that. That's taboo. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, I think that um um we need to be and to live the sum of every part of who we are. You know, continue to trust, bridge the gap, love one another, fight with each other, and we'll have our solutions. You know, that's genuinely what I believe in. Brian Kenny is not the narrator of us. That was an isolated incident that I know we don't approve of. And people say, oh, Fred, you're being, it's okay. I can accept another video saying, "Oh, Fred is this." Oh man, Fred got mixed kids. I can handle all that. Fred is uh, uh, a cult leader. What else they say about me? I can handle all that, man. I genuinely can handle all that if it's going to win it because it's going to push us forward. Someone got to stand front line. Someone got to be in the kitchen. Someone got to answer the front door. It's okay. We all have roles in this. You know what I mean? My high school coach told me a long time, you could be a Hall of Famer in your role. Ask Dennis Rodman, right? Hall of Famer in his role. That's all I'm saying. If your job is to get 15 rebounds a game, get 15 rebounds a game. You're going to be a Hall of Famer. Trust me. If your job is Michael Jordan, score 35 points a game, score 35 points a game. Mark Jackson, what, third all time in assists? You know, do it. John Stockton, you never notice. All time leader in assists, all time leader in steals in NBA history. You probably would have thought it was Isaiah Thomas. Nate Archibald. Wrong answers. Allen Iverson. Wrong answer. Not even close. So be a Hall of Famer in your role. You understand what I'm saying? Um, the two greatest scorers in NBA history, Karl Malone, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, had go-to moves. Go watch the videos. Nothing special, nothing great. Just couldn't stop them. Pick and roll, face up on the left block, and go to work. That was Karl Malone. Swipe through, go to the free throw line. We'll never know what he used to say at the free throw line. We're dying to know. We also dying to know what's in Brian Kenny's mind when he does this outlandish stuff live to defame us. But he's not going to talk about Oscar and Sergey Kovalev in the same week on the same DS. He won't talk about that. He won't. But when he had an opportunity on Fox in front of millions of people, in front of the red, white, and blue America, right? He had his opportunity. He chose not to. Everything he did was on purpose, with malice, intent. Everything he did had malice and forethought in it. His intentions weren't good at all. He deserved to be fired, and a public apology needs to be said about to Fox, from Fox, and Brian Kenny. You know what I mean? We're just gonna keep on applying pressure. Fighters, keep on applying pressure. promoters, managers, keep on applying pressure. All right. We're going to get through this. Trust me. We're growing right now. This video is going to be as long as my run. Damn, I wanted to run tonight, man. God, you know how your whole day is set. Oh, running. Man, I wanted to run tonight, man. Have a great time. But at least in the morning, the air quality is going to be amazing. Um, my run typically is at the top of a hill. I can see downtown. I can see the landscape of downtown LA. It's a beautiful view. Maybe I'll post it in my stories on my run tomorrow. It's a beautiful run, you know, and but the air quality is gonna be fabulous, So, but anyways, man, I genuinely love y'all. I thank y'all, and we gonna rock and roll all day long, huffing and puffing and singing this song. Brian Kenny is a lion. We don't want no more interviews. Rockin' Robin. Bye bye. Brian Kenny. Rockin' Robin. Bye bye. Brian Kenny. I know I'm having fun. It's late. I'm tired as hell. It's 11:46 right now. But I'm gonna sleep good tonight. I didn't sleep at all last night. I'm rambling. Barbershop conversations, man. Swanson Communications. We need a press release saying that we need a press release saying that Brian Kenny interview and how he conducted himself in the interview was less than professional. We'll call it that, less than professional. Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and talk to you soon. Peace.